Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Friday, November 21st, 2025. Stock market has right now, as I'm recording this, about an hour and 10 minutes until it will be closed for the day. And at least so far, and I hate to be the pessimist, but I'm going to say at least so far, because who knows what could happen in a really short period of time, the way these markets have been the last couple of weeks. This could all turn around and change, but as of right now, this looks really, really good for the day, getting a lot back from where we've been the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 707, S&P up 100, NASDAQ up 357. The Dow and the NASDAQ very similar percentage-wise. The S&P not quite. I guess they're all, I take that back. Sorry, I guess they're all up in that neighborhood of 1.5%. So far, looking really good, looking really, really good. With only an hour and 10 minutes to trade, you hope it holds. I mean, we haven't seen that the last couple of days. We've seen situations where a big gain in the market has reversed really, really quickly. But today, other than a little dip it took about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago, other than that, it's been pretty steadily to the upside after kind of a soft, placid start. Didn't move a whole lot right in the beginning of the day, but boy, it caught fire about maybe an hour and a half, almost 2 hours into the trading session. It just caught fire and took off to the upside and has been pretty incredible since then. A lot of it comes off of these remarks that were made by one of the Fed govs. And look at Williams, the New York. He's a New York Fed president. Maybe New York carries a little more weight than some other places. I mean, it could be as simple as that New York just carries more weight. But whatever he said, which was, basically he sees room for another rate cut, it literally reversed what we were looking at on here yesterday. You remember just yesterday, about 30 minutes after the market closed, this was up around 65 for no rate cut, and this was about 35 for a rate cut, and now you're about 70-30 for a rate cut. So it literally has just reversed today. And that is the primary reason why the markets are trading to the upside. There's really nothing else going on today that would warrant this type of a move. Other than from a purely technical standpoint, you could say, we're just way overdue for a move to the upside. I think this is interesting if you're a technical trader, and I am somewhat a technical trader. If you're a technical trader, you've got the 5 and 20-day moving average crossed over back here on the S&P, but the 20-day moving average crossing below the 50-day moving average is just touching right there. And if this bounce holds today and causes a turn to the upside, you could have a pretty quick reversal on the RSI. The RSI is down in negative territory for sure, but you could have a pretty quick reversal on that. It's not out of the question in any respect. It could happen. It could happen very, very quickly. The Dow and I think the NASDAQ look awfully similar to this. The NASDAQ, I don't have the 50-day moving average on here. Let me add it really quick. Let's pop in that moving average for the 50-day. Same story. You've got the 20-day moving average just literally touching the 50-day moving average, and the RSI getting that similar bounce right here off of the line. So it's 30 points. It would indicate oversold territory. So just ahead of oversold territory, maybe you see the RSI getting a little bit of a bounce. This morning, I'm going to take the rest of this presentation and just talk about what we did with collar trades this morning. I kind of owe everybody a little bit of an apology, and I hope you were able to see this morning when it came out. I meant to send all of this last night, and I had to redo all of them this morning because of how futures were up a little bit. But we made adjustments on Coreweave. We made adjustments on Palunteer, Snap, SoFi, and Uber. We did not have to adjust. We didn't have to adjust Applied Digital. We will probably do that before too long, especially if it starts to turn and move back to the upside, we will definitely make an adjustment then. But the others that I mentioned all had expiring long puts today. So Coreweave had puts that were going to expire on the 21st. These ones right here. We rolled those out to January. We rolled a short call straight down, got a phenomenal credit, added 200 shares on Coreweave. I know Coreweave has been beat up with a lot of other tech stocks, but I'm still very bullish mid to long term on Coreweave. I don't see anything going on there that really alarms me. NVIDIA, we will make an adjustment to probably the early part of next week, Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, probably make an adjustment on that. Palunteer, we rolled our puts out to 116. Snap, we rolled out to 116. Only the puts. We didn't also roll the short calls on Snap. SoFi, we rolled, and Uber, we rolled. With both Palunteer and Coreweave, we had enough money from long puts to add shares. We're going to look so good on both of these trades. We're going to look phenomenal on these trades when they start to rebound a little bit. APLD, we already have a 5% profit on a small number of shares there. Coreweave, Coreweave was one of our bigger drawdowns when we first got in, because we actually did a bull put and then had stock put to. I take it back. We had a married put strategy that we added a short put to. Had our shares sold away from us on that put, and then bought new shares. So, Coreweave was an interesting situation. We started out a little bit to the downside right away, because just after we bought it at 160, we had to sell it on assignment, and then we were able to get back in at 102, and then it came all the way down to I want to say 69, 68, 69. We bought in this morning at a little over 70, and it's already up $1.50 above that. So, but that addition of shares at no out-of-pocket cost on the trade is fantastic on Coreweave. We were able to add 100 more shares on Palunteer under the same circumstances. We've been fantastically profitable on this trade on Palunteer. A year and a half, and we're 100% up on Palunteer. Wonderful trade. Snap, not as much profit, but we're looking really good. SoFi, we're looking really good. Uber is refreshing, I think, right now as we speak. As soon as we get Uber to refresh, we'll look at those numbers. But we're looking good on Uber, even though they're down a little bit from where they sort of topped out, I want to say a week ago, a week and a half ago. So looking great on the collar trades. Hopefully you got all those adjustments. You have a chance to make those adjustments during the trading day today, which you've got a little over an hour left. If you didn't see the adjustments and you weren't able to be in front of the market today, and you get sold out of your shares, just buy back in first thing on Monday morning. You will have sold out with a put for a lot more money than the shares were worth, and you can get back in at a lower price. So it's not going to be a bad situation. Then you can reset your long puts and your short calls exactly where we have them. It's an easy thing to do if you missed the adjustment that we did this morning. And again, my apologies for not getting that out last night and instead getting it out first thing this morning. So 1 hour left. Let's cross our fingers a little bit, say our prayers, hope that these gains hold. I think they will. I'm not sure. Already this has given up about 25 points from where it was when I first came online, but still up very nicely. Let's hope that it holds, and that look, don't be surprised. I got to give a little warning here before I get off. Don't be shocked if a lot of these gains disappear in this last hour. People are still afraid. People are still nervous about what's going on in the market. I like that we're up right now. I like that Fed Gov Williams made some comments about the need for another rate cut in a couple of weeks. I hope that remains the case. I hope you see this go all the way up to like a 95.5% before we get to the date that they make the announcement. I would love to see it, this up here at 95 and this down here at 5. That would be a great place to be and give a lot of confidence to a possible Christmas rally, Santa Claus rally. I hope we get that. In the meantime, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday, and we'll see what's happening after the weekend. Thanks, everybody.